So, how about that Nostalgia Critic, huh? Boy, he managed to piss off the entire universe all of a sudden. Partly because he had the audacity to criticize Pink Floyd's The Wall. Ooh, how dare he? Yeah, I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm not a huge fan of Pink Floyd. I don't hate Pink Floyd, but I don't really like them either. In fact, I'm even willing to kind of agree that The Wall is a bit on the pretentious, art housey kind of side of things. And I generally don't like art house kind of ask me what it means kind of movies, you know, to borrow a Nostalgia Critic reference. I don't really care for it. And in terms of concept albums from the 80s, I don't know, I guess I'm really just more of an Operation Mindcrime kind of guy. But, yeah, if you like Pink Floyd, fine. If you hate Pink Floyd, also fine. I'm really kind of on the neutral side of things, and I've learned the hard way that some bands out there are just, you know, beyond critique. Like, these bands are critically untouchable, because if you have any other opinion other than they're awesome and I love them, you are a horrible human being, apparently. And it dates back to things like Pink Floyd and, you know, the Beatles, and you can also see it in fairly new bands as well, like Greta Van Fleet, which is something that I personally fell victim to about a year and a half ago. How dare I have an opinion on Greta Van Fleet that dares to perpetuate they're a glorified Led Zeppelin tribute band? Oh, boo, I say, boo. Delete your channel at once, you heathen. And as for the Nostalgia Critic, I mean, I don't hate the Nostalgia Critic either. I liked him at one point, but kind of gotten bored with him, if anything else, because, I mean, I found out he was doing videos in 2019, and I watched a couple, and I'll own up to leaving a comment, maybe clicking the like button, but for the most part, I remember kind of thinking, in the grand scheme of things, kind of thinking, wow, you're really still doing this? Okay, then. I don't know, it's like, the Nostalgia Critic, the nicest thing I'm willing to say about the Nostalgia Critic, as well as the meanest thing I'm willing to say about the Nostalgia Critic, is he really hasn't aged that well. Like, his off-brand of quote-unquote critique, where it's really less critiquing the movie or TV show in question and more making fun of it and pretending like I'm super angry. How dare this thing have the audacity to be bad? Rawr! You know, it's like that was normal in the late 2000s when we were still kind of figuring out this YouTube thing, and angry reviewers were a more popular thing back then, and, you know, reviews weren't quite as laden with memes and that thing where it's like, I'm making a point! The music stops. But, you know, just stuttering, because that's funny. I'm stumbling over my own words. BAM! Yellow text everywhere in the face! BAM! Actually, I haven't seen a whole lot of the BAM! Yellow text thing like I was talking about, but it's like, come on, man, just stay on topic. I went off topic in the process, I'm sorry. The Nostalgia Critic hasn't aged well, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And he apparently decided recently to review The Wall by Pink Floyd. And I knew I was going to go into this and not really have an opinion one way or the other going in, but then I came out and it was like, he didn't even review the movie. He just kind of made, he didn't make fun of it, he didn't review it, he didn't really do anything except make a parody musical that tries to be a parody while simultaneously reviewing the movie and commenting on how it's a pretentious load of garbage. But unfortunately, like, every single thing he tried to do fell flat on its face. I mean, in terms of a review, it's not a review. I mean, my video on Tall Girl was more of a review than the Nostalgia Critic's review, and I spent about a third of that playing the ocarina. But at least mine was short. Oh, why am I laughing? That's not funny. I mean, as a parody, it's not even all that great either, you know, it's just pointing out that The Wall is pretentious garbage, apparently. And that's not funny, that's just you commenting that The Wall is pretentious garbage. And whether it is or isn't is up for debate, but, I mean, that's not really a joke. That's not even it's barely a point of critique, really. I don't know, man. I mean, I watched this review and it was just spellbinding how bad this was. And Doug Walker has made some bad stuff in the past, and, he's not immune to having an off day like anyone else, but this kind of thing right here, that it clearly had some effort put into it. He clearly had some ideas, and he even managed to get Corey Taylor, of all people, involved in this. I mean, Corey Taylor, dude from Stone Sour, the dude from Slipknot, he even had a solo career for like 5 minutes. I mean, how did he get this guy in here? Well, he probably did that the same way Angry Video Game Nerd got Gilbert Gottfried and Macaulay Culkin, but still, I mean, a lot went into this, and me personally, I'm willing to forgive some bad green screening and some lackluster singing voices. I mean, I'm trying to be merciful, but at the same time, it's like, wow. Whew. I mean, good lord. You could easily, the point you're trying to get across is Pink Floyd is pretentious nonsense, and The Wall is a highly overrated, but somehow still watchable movie despite it. It's like, you're trying to get that point across. Do you really need 40 minutes of music, of a musical parody, to get that point across? I mean, you could probably do it in 5 minutes. I could probably do it in 5 minutes. Of course, I'd have to actually watch The Wall again, and I'm not entirely sure I want to do that again, because I remember watching it the first time way back when and not being especially fond of it, but you know what they say, your opinion probably changes a lot in like 13, 14 years, whenever it was I watched it back then. But yeah, I mean, that's basically the situation. I mean, I don't know where to go from here. I'm not one of those guys who never liked the Nostalgia Critic to begin with. I mean, I liked the Nostalgia Critic in the beginning, and I'm not one of those guys who got super invested and got super angry and drew the line in the sand when Change the Channel was all around. I mean, frankly, by the time Change the Channel had become a hashtag, I was kind of already done with Channel Awesome and moving on with my life and etc., etc. But it's just like, I don't know what to say. I guess this is just more undeniable proof that maybe the Nostalgia Critic should have stayed dead in 2012, huh? I mean, that's the best I can come up with off the top of my head. So, I don't really know. It's like, I went into this video kind of thinking that I'd have more to say, but here I am, just kind of spinning my wheels and just kind of marveling at the marvelous train wreck that I just got done watching a few minutes ago. Just, ugh. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a link in the description and let you watch it for yourself. So, just watch the video down there, and maybe you can come up with a more intelligent way of wording it, because I'm kind of just sitting here spouting nonsense at this point. So, at least thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you got something out of this video. I have no clever sign-off, so until next time.